Have you ever had a time in your life when it seemed hopeless, but then you made it through? You kept running the race, and when you look back, you realize that God never left you, and you could see that He was at work the whole time? Mary and Louie share this story too. In 1991, they got married and everything seemed perfect. After 5 years of marriage, there were issues with starting a family and experiencing 2 miscarriages, along with the usual stress that comes with marriage and new relationships. Things were not going as planned, so little by little, they strayed from God and thought they could do it better on their own. Sin took hold soon after with adultery and idolatry. For Mary, stopping the sin of adultery was less difficult than trying to forgive herself, especially knowing all the pain and hurt she had caused by it. After several attempts to get back together, they divorced. But this is not the end of the story, but more of a beginning.
I guess I was really lost. I mean, people could tell I was searching. I ran into a buddy of mine who saw that I was hurting. I mean, he really saw that deep down inside. He's like, I was lacking joy. And he's like, why don't you come to a church with me? And he took me to a church in South Holland. And I'm listening to this message, and there's a gentleman up there, and he's speaking about unforgiveness and how if you harbor unforgiveness, you almost rob the Lord of His glory. For some reason, that message just resonated with me that unforgiveness is sin, and the Lord forgave me first, so I need to forgive others. For some reason, I just kept hearing this voice, about this unforgiveness. It kept stirring inside me. I needed to forgive in order to move on and get that fresh start. And I knew the only way to do it was to talk or confront the person where I thought this unforgiveness thing started, and it was to call Mary.
It was right around Christmas time. I believe it was a day or two before Christmas. And Lou called to say that he really wanted to start talking again. He had gone to church in South Holland, and he heard a message on unforgiveness, and that he really wanted to talk with me and really see if he could, get past this. He really wanted to get past this, and it was, he told me about the unforgiveness as a sin, and this is something I really need to do for me in order to move on with my life. And doubt, definitely, I felt a lot of doubt. I felt the fact that it would just come back at me, that I would be feeling all this remorse again and all this pain that I caused and feeling the guilt. So I had a lot of doubts at the time, but I thought, I know I still love you, so if there is a chance, then yeah, let's do it. But I think in the next few months after that, we did have times where we just blow up at each other and say, you know what, it's not gonna work. We just need to call it quits now. You're better on your own, I'm better on my own, we need to just part ways. And this was even after the divorce was final, after our phone call, and we're getting back together. When we did get back together, we did go to this church in South Chicago Heights, and we really became involved with the pastor. And even just during that year of, living together again, in our house that we bought together, not thinking that there was anything wrong with that, but we were divorced. And in the Lord's eyes, we were divorced. And so our pastor was thinking, you really need to get married again. So through a lot of prayer and just through, just humbling ourselves to the fact that, he's right. We are sinning. We are living together in sin. This is not according to God's word. We got married a second time, and it was in our pastor's office. We had one witness, and it was in October. It was beautiful. We had a wonderful ceremony, and just a year and a half later, he blessed us with a baby boy, and we had Louie. So.
God blessed us. We moved to Cherville, and when we moved to this area, we were looking for a new church, and that's when we just said, hey, there's this church called Faith Church that's building over there in Dyer, and we just walked in one Sunday, and it just behooved me that the gentleman that was speaking was the same gentleman that I heard some years earlier about that unforgiveness. Forgiveness means a fresh start. It means taking all the bad or the not so good and starting from scratch. It can be in a relationship. It can be with the relationship with my wife, my kids, my mom, my dad, with just about anyone. Just a fresh start. And sometimes that happens often. It's not like you got a fresh start and everything's good. I mean, I'm constantly forgiving people, and myself included.